I'm Paulk, HIV Policy Organizer at Georgia Equality. I want you to take a moment to travel back with me, back to 2016, before the election, to the Democratic National Convention. On July 27th, the third day of the convention, Daniel Driffin, a young black gay man residing in Atlanta, took the stage as the first person openly living with HIV to address a major political party in over a decade. In his 3-minute speech, Daniel emphasized the disproportionate impact of HIV on the lives of young black gay men like himself and the importance of HIV advocacy. Georgia Equality's Youth HIV Policy Advisors program creates leaders and advocates like Daniel. And that's Daniel. So what's the Youth HIV Policy Advisors program? So we created the YHPA program to train young people living with HIV in areas of policy and advocacy, and to provide them with resources to educate state, city, and county level policymakers to better make decisions as it relates to HIV. We do this by pairing our advisors with elected officials and having them work together on strategies to raise awareness about HIV. As such, we're uniting those most impacted by HIV with some of our most powerful leaders towards large-scale HIV policy change. So why is the Youth HIV Policy Advisor Program a model for HIV advocacy? 3 things. We follow a tradition of youth-led activism. We see the meaningful involvement of people living with HIV as essential, and we remove some of the barriers to advocacy. So think about lunch counters, the March on Washington, the Edmund Pettus Bridge. You were instrumental in some of the most memorable moments of the civil rights movement. And they were also just as engaged behind the scenes. Young people desegregated schools in the South, challenged racism during freedom rides, and pushed forward voter rights and civil rights legislation. The Youth HIV Policy Advisor Program follows this history of youth-led activism. People living with HIV form the backbone of HIV policy change, and since the beginning of the epidemic, and youth have historically led the charge. Over the past 3 decades, while major advances have been made in the field of HIV, advocacy has taken the back seat. Many of today's youth have never been exposed to the organized advocacy strategies of their predecessors living with HIV. The YHPA program fills this gap, creating a strong, diverse group of young HIV policy experts who educate elected officials and assure accountability to their constituents. Too often, our HIV leaders are those who govern resource allocation and not those who understand personally how resources should be utilized in the context of multiple concurrent needs. The meaningful involvement of people living with HIV is crucial to this program. Through engaging with, training, coaching this cohort of young policy advocates who are both living with HIV and willing to speak out about their experiences publicly and make policy recommendations, we recenter local conversations around people who have real personal experiences navigating complex institutions that govern our state's response to the epidemic. The meaningful involvement of people living with HIV at the policy level flows beyond immediate concerns of prevention, care, and treatment issues, and can improve the capacity of various sectors, such as education and employment's response to HIV. So it's crucial that this work is paid. We don't lack young leaders in HIV. We lack an infrastructure and the political will to support their survival.
That's right.
There are numerous unpaid opportunities for young HIV advocates to participate, but few, if any, of these opportunities are paid and help them to build the leadership and advocacy skills they need to improve the systems that should but often do not support their lives. By providing stipends, funds for transportation, meals throughout our trainings, we remove important barriers that allow youth to participate regardless of their individual financial situation. So this is Daniel. This picture was taken a couple months ago at his graduation from Morehouse School of Medicine, where he earned his MPH. Daniel continues to be a strong advocate. He's currently at the International AIDS Conference where he's presenting, and this is not an anomaly for the program. So check us out. There's